Hello students, welcome to my channel. In this video, let's try to understand what is operational data store. Okay, let's get started. In every big organizations, if you see their enterprise data architectures, they would have multiple data sources and so data marts and data warehouse, right? So data sources as such, so can be anything like so they might be having HR, sales or finance. Or any CRM or multiple source systems, right? Say suppose if a business users wants to perform any operational data analytics on top of the operational data, so they need an intermediate snapshot of the data, right? Say for example, so HR specific subject area data, so they need the current snapshot of HR data, right? So what they does is so they are going to capture the data from HR source and so perform some kind of reports on HR data, right? So typically, if you see here, there is no integration happening. They are directly pulling the data from source system and generating reports on top of data mart here. So no integration and so no loss of data and no ETL is required in this case. So what if HR particular data mart needs data from multiple, say suppose HR data mart wants to track so the finance data, right? So they will have to integrate this finance data as well with their data mart, and also if they need data from multiple data sources, then so they will have to pull the data from multiple data sources, right? And also if you consider any other data mart and those data marts, in case if they need a similar kind of data from the same set of sources, say suppose I have a sales mart here and so and they need sales data again from sales data source, as well as so they may be needed data from CRM, for example, right? So what's happening here, so a lot of integration has to happen somewhere as we are pulling similar kind of data from multiple data sources, and we are propagating the data to multiple data marts, right? So it is a very complex architecture, as if because there is no common repository of data exists here, and because of that it's very difficult to maintain the data controls, and also and also data redundancy and so data accuracy, all those things may have to be compromised. So what we will have to do here, say suppose if HR needs an immediate snapshot of the data, or sales data mart systems needs an immediate snapshot of data, then so if there is a common data, common repository of the data exists at some place, then so they can apply certain cleansing processes, certain data controls they can apply on that repository of the data and pull the data from there, and so that is where this operational data store is going to come into the picture. For example, I'm just erasing here this portion, and I'm creating a data store. Is nothing but a database again, and here so instead of pulling the data directly from source system to data marts, if I pull the data into a centralized data repository and apply certain cleansing rules on this database for that for the current snapshots of these data, and do some kind of processing on top of this data, apply some business rule, perform ETL, and perform apply specific data controls. What I mean to say here is so you can apply certain data quality rules and capture the metadata, and make sure that you are providing single source of truth data to data marts, right? So that is the whole purpose of having this operational data store, is basically is going to capture the current snapshot of the data. It's not going to maintain a historical data, because the business users main intention here is to is to perform the current operational data analytics, and they want to generate reports on top of this ODS data, right? In case if we need a historical data, then as we discussed in our last class, data warehouse is going to come into picture. So we will have to again integrate this ODS data with the historical warehouse data, right? So ODS typically would have volatile integrated snapshot of data, and so integrated snapshot of the data, current snapshot of the data, whereas data warehouse would contain historical data. So friends, let's not be confused about what is data warehouse and what is operational data store. Data warehouse stores the historical data, whereas operational data stores only the current snapshot of the data. So just to summarize friends, so ODS is meant for operational reporting and supports the current or near real-time reporting requirements, whereas data warehouse is meant for historical and trend analysis reporting, usually on a large volume of data, right? So ODS contains only a short window of data, while a data warehouse contains the entire history of the data. So those are the main differences friends. Okay, so hope you understood the differences between ODS and data warehouse. So friends, if you like my video, please subscribe to my channel and follow other videos. Thank you.